Hello everybody, I hope everybody is doing very well on this Monday evening. Okay, so current time over here is 7:50 p.m, 10 to 8 GMT over in England, and I just wanted to do a short video on some trades that I'm in right now, and also some analysis. I was getting quite excited with what I was seeing for certain pairs. So what I'm going to do in this video is just a quick little, I just want to go over silver, I just want to go over gold, I'm just going to go over oil also technically, and Aussie dollar. Because we had a lot of new followers recently, and I just want to give them a taster into the way we analyze over Astro Fx, and just give an insight into our trading on the whole, really. So I'm just going to start off with gold. Right, last week, guys, many people, thanks for all of the emails and the appreciation for the free information we do give away. The whys on why we're going to, potentially enter a trade, the price action, recommendations and descriptions, and just the insight we give out onto our technical analysis on the whole. Now, last week I did in fact post a gold short trade at 12.25/12.30. It was around them levels. My first target was indeed 12.04, and my second target was then 11.84 or 85. I'm not too sure. I'm going to go over it in a second and get the images up. Alright, and as you can see, we did hit both of those targets. Okay, my next downside target for gold is actually 11.55, which I'll tell you why in a moment. But yeah, okay, so let's get started. Gold this year, we started off, now this screenshot I actually did in March, around the 21st of March, okay. Now, I keep a journal, I keep every single one of my trades, screenshot, description in a folder. And at the end of the year also, I'm going to be doing a video going through some of the best trades which we have actually taken this year, profitable, non-profitable, and the ins and outs on why. Very simple. Okay, so here we opened, the gold market opened just after Christmas, and we were trading around 1200, 1180s, 1190s, as you can see just here. Double bottom, we did in fact increase in price all the way up to 1390s, 1400s, or just below 1400s. But on the bigger picture, on the weekly, we were in fact putting in lower swing highs. Indication of price action telling us downtrend. Right, okay, so yeah, back to this chart. March 20, around just after the 21st of March, as you can see here, 1317 immediate support. Third test of 1180 or 90. Now, because it actually put in this lower high, my bias was short already if that 1390 did hold, and it did in fact hold. Okay, so 1180, 90. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, end of October, we did in fact come all the way back down, and we did, if we just zoom out, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see it on here on this chart, but I'll come to the daily shortly. But here is the second bottom here, the double bottom, and as you can see, we're now taking out them levels. So that analysis there, which I did way back in March, was in fact correct. It came in nicely. Okay, so that was great. After that, here again, here's when it was declining even more, when it was at 12.52. Then I said 11.86 downside target. Going back to the charts, okay, the 11.86 downside target was when it was trading up here. 11.86 downside target, it actually came all the way down to 11.82. And for those guys who've been following us for the longest and watching my Technical Tuesdays videos, you can go back and relate to that. Okay, we hit that. That was last month's non-farm payroll, and I was short. I kept my short on non-farm payroll because it was trading around 12.05. I already covered 100 odd pips in that trade, and I've covered my stop loss. All risk was completely secured on that trade. And then because that technical level needed to be fulfilled, non-farm payroll came along, and boom, it gave that extra little bit of a push to that technical level. We pulled back straight off that 11.82 level, and then the week after, it was straight bullish. We're putting in the new higher lows and higher highs, and we came all the way back up to 12.55. 12.55, however, is a major key level of resistance, which I'll get to in a moment when I go to the daily and the weekly charts. Okay, so after that, I did in fact give another trade recommendation. It was really simple. Because the high at 12.50, 12.55 was in fact a lower swing high on the weekly chart once again, my bias was still short. So it's like, okay, this is just a slight retracement, and the drop of gold is not over yet. So here we have the inner trend line. Next we have the outer trend line. Okay, so we did break the inner trend line. We didn't really see much of a continuation. We came back up to retest it sideways, one more boost, hit the daily resistance, and then we finally broke the outer trend line. Before that, we had the MA crossover, which was that extra confirmation, and then we were just sitting but sliding on the 200 MA right here. Okay, cloud bearish, weekly cloud, monthly cloud, all bearish. Okay, so we are following in line with the overall trend, and then boom, we did in fact have this breakout. 12.25, 12.30. Okay, let me just go onto my desktop to see if I can actually find the post. Okay, it might have been this one. Okay, yeah, it was around 12.25. I just say this was just shortly after TP1 at 12.04, TP2 11.85. So going back, okay, there's target 1, second point of the trend line. We smashed straight through that, and then target 2 was point 1 of the trend line, smashed straight through that. Now, gold is setting up for an interesting move right now. This is the point I want to get across to people. Currently trading at 11.67. Okay, so that's the 4-hour chart. That's my previous recommendations and so on for the year. I forgot to get one of my blogs up where last year I actually predicted a 3,000 pip downward move on gold. I might even pull that up and pause the video in a minute. Okay, so if we just go to the daily chart, daily gold. Here it was that major key level right here. It was actually a zone. It was more of a dynamic area of resistance. More of a dynamic area of resistance on this daily chart here now. So we spiked through that, bearish engulfing, broke the trend line and so on, we followed through nicely. Now this is absolutely puking at the moment, but the point I want to get across is I think we've got some further downside momentum to actually, take advantage of. So what I can do here is simply, could even draw a few technicals, okay, line up with that. We've got this downward channel. Let me just flick over to the weekly, because the weekly is very important for this video. Now, 1 bottom, 2 bottom, come back up, and here are the lower swing highs which I mentioned earlier. 1, 2, bearish engulfing in the cloud resistance, and 3, hanging man in the cloud also. Crossover to the upside, rejected back to the downside, and we are still in bearish territory. Now, where, as you see, let me just remove some of this mess. As you can see, the double bottom over here, 1 and 2, very spiky. We sort of had this morning star formation, 1, 2, 3 pin bar, very spiky. But this time over, we broke this mid-range support. Okay, so let me just get rid of this. We broke the mid-range support, so we can easily see that's mid-range. So we can measure the high of that range, add it onto the bottom. Okay, we came back up with breakout, retest. We closed as a shooting star formation off the 12.52 barrier, and then boom, bearish engulfing. So now this bearish engulfing, as you can see, what differentiates this break to any of these tests here is that we've closed below quite by about 200 odd pips. Okay, so what we can see now, we need to find some downside targets. Next downside target is 11.14. Now 11.14, if we zoom out on the chart, again I'm just freestyling this at the moment, we do have a dynamic area of support here, okay, which we could potentially take as another confluence for potential target zone. But if we just come back to the daily, okay, this is what I expect on gold now. And as you can see also, by putting that channel on, we also have confluence with the lower channel boundary slope and the range height added on to the bottom of the breakout. So now we do have around a 500 pip drop on its way for gold. So I'm going to just highlight a few scenarios on this now. Potentially, we could come up to retest this zone, 1184, 1183s as resistance before plummeting all the way down to 1114, then 1100. But I'm 80% sure that we're going to see a decrease in gold at the moment, as we are seeing a lot of dollar strength, but I only think that is quite temporary at the moment. We just need the Asian supply for gold to pick up right now. So I'm watching them fundamentals closely, because again, guys, Again, guys, we teach everybody, you know, to master the foreign exchange market first, and then push them technicals over to commodities, over to gold, etc. But again, it's more fundamentally, you know, we have to look at the fundamentals behind the commodities, oil, gold, silver, and so forth. So just take your time on that one for anybody who's, you know, wondering, oh, should I start to trade gold, etc. But again, we do endorse all of our students just master a few currency pairs first before actually venturing into the currency market. Okay, so yeah, we got the crossover and the keychain for the downside. So yeah, gold absolutely looking very, very weak right now. So yeah, worst case scenario, we can probably come up 100 pips. Sell recommendation. This is not a signal, by the way. I don't endorse signals, just recommendations and analysis. So yeah, may pop up a little bit. If it doesn't, on the other hand, I think 1114 and then 1100 is indeed on the cards. So if going to the monthly time frame, just to give us extra confirmation on the bigger picture as to why this may actually happen, play out. We did in fact break this support zone, and last month, or the month of October, did in fact close as a shooting star straight through that barrier right there. So again, we do have many indications that gold is about to go lower. So guys, 1120, 1114, 1100 on gold. I'll be catching up with this video next week. So let me just hop over to silver quickly. I'm not a big trader on silver, but however, technically, if I could just run over this, let's just flick over to the line chart. We do have some dynamic area of support here and the 200 MA. Now for silver, I do in fact think it will outperform gold. I just forgot to mention, when gold gets a reasonable price as an investment, I'm saying 1100. 1000, the worst probably 900. That's going to be the time to buy physical gold bullion. As you can see, again, we can just clearly see the lower swing highs on this pair. Okay, so back over to silver, 1609. I do think silver can probably be pushed down a little bit, same as gold. So silver 1347, 13 on this one, and again, look for price action reversals from this level to the upside. And I do think on both, again, trade what you see and not what you think, but just a little bit of an insight into how some of the economies are running right now with a lot of the quantitative easing, etc. I do think precious metals will dip down a little bit lower, and it'll be time to buy for the long run. Silver taking out all-time highs, outperforming gold, and also gold again taking out all-time highs at the 1900, 1918 barrier, maybe to 2000, 2500, and even 3000. So that's that. And one other thing I just wanted to go over with the Aussie dollar. Many of you know I shorted Aussie dollar yesterday. I'm just going over Aussie because again it's a commodity currency pair, and I will probably correlate and run with my overall gold bias to the downside. Okay, so Aussie dollar, very simple. Price action once again. We do have some Aussie news out at 3 AM GMT from the Royal Bank of Australia tonight, I believe it is. I'll have to double check on that one. But as you can see here, last week we closed as a spinning top. We've had the breakout, retest. Cannot hold any strength whatsoever. And now spinning top, broken my 4-hour counter trend line, and we're now headed to 0.8381. So there you go, guys. A quick insight into silver, gold, and Aussie, and I think that's about it. Oh yeah, oil's breaking out as well, guys. Just thought I'd drop that one in there. Oil, next downside targets for oil are simply, I think it's 70, 75. We are breaking out. Oh, we just had this crazy breakout now on the daily. Oh, on the weekly, sorry, and the daily. So yeah, I hope that was useful. Again, we started our new project today, which is going to be very exciting. We'll reveal some more information soon. But I'm going to be, I'll do a roundup on the next Technical Tuesdays of gold, silver, and Australian dollars. And I just wanted to, share my thoughts really. So I hope that helps, guys. Feel free to drop us an email in regards to our UK and non-UK course. And we appreciate all of the kind words, the emails of people learning, the people who are just getting into Forex and recognizing our technical analysis as being kind of accurate, learning from it, making money from it, and so forth. So yes, I'm going to close this video off now, and we will be meeting again soon. Thank you very much.